Title: The Mask of the Great Banyan, by Wisdom Chronicles. In the heart of the ancient city of Avanipur, there stood a banyan tree so vast and old that its roots had woven through the very foundations of the city itself. Its branches stretched out like the arms of the earth, offering shade and solace to all who sought its shelter. This tree was not only the physical center of Avanipur, but also its spiritual core. The people of the city believed that the Great Banyan held the secrets of authenticity, for it had stood unchanging and true through the rise and fall of empires. Under the shade of this tree, there lived a mask maker named Arav. He was known far and wide for his exquisite masks, which were so lifelike that they could fool even the sharpest of eyes. Kings and commoners alike would come to him with requests for masks that could make them appear kinder, stronger, or more beautiful than they truly were. Arav's skill was such that he could look into the eyes of his customers and see the faces they wished the world to see. With his hands, he crafted masks that could make a coward seem brave, a miser appear generous, and a liar look honest. His masks were his pride, and his pride was his life. One day, a young boy named Jivan came to Arav's workshop. Unlike the others, he had no request for a mask to hide his features or to present a false visage to the world. Instead, he asked Arav a simple question: "Can you make a mask that shows who I truly am?" Arav was taken aback. Never had anyone asked for such a thing. He looked into Jivan's eyes and saw a soul seeking to be seen, a heart yearning to be known. Arav accepted the challenge, thinking it would be his greatest masterpiece. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Arav toiled away, crafting and discarding countless masks. Each one was a work of art, but none captured the true essence of Jivan. The boy visited Arav's workshop every day, watching the mask maker grow more obsessed with his task. The city of Avanipur watched as well, whispering of the mask that would reveal the soul. As the seasons changed, Arav became a shell of the man he once was. His hands, once steady and sure, now trembled with the weight of his unfulfilled promise. The Great Banyan watched silently as Arav's struggle continued. One night, under the light of a full moon, Arav sat beneath the Great Banyan, surrounded by a sea of discarded masks. Tears of frustration welled in his eyes as he looked up at the ancient tree. "Why?" he cried out. "Why can I not craft a mask that shows the boy's true self? What am I missing?" The Great Banyan, through the whispers of leaves and the creaking of branches, seemed to speak to Arav's troubled heart. "Look within," the wind seemed to say. Arav spent the night under the tree, and as dawn approached, a realization dawned upon him as well. He had been seeking Jivan's authenticity in the clay and paint, but it was not something that could be molded or colored. It was something that lived within, something that could not be captured or concealed by a mask. With a newfound sense of purpose, Arav returned to his workshop. Jivan arrived as the sun climbed into the sky, and Arav greeted him with a smile. "I have your mask," Arav said, his voice calm and sure. He presented Jivan with a mirror. "This is your mask," Arav declared. "For the truest face you can present to the world is the face you already possess." Jivan looked into the mirror and saw his own eyes staring back at him. Eyes filled with confusion, then realization, and finally, joy. The people of Avanipur gathered around as Jivan held the mirror. They expected to see a mask, but instead they saw a reflection of the boy, pure and unadorned. Murmurs of disappointment turned into silent contemplation as the truth of Arav's creation settled in their hearts. From that day forward, Arav no longer made masks that hid the truths of one's soul. Instead, he became a teacher, guiding others to see that authenticity could not be crafted or worn. It had to be lived. The Great Banyan continued to stand tall, its roots and branches a testament to the power of standing true to oneself. And the mirror, the simplest of Arav's creations, became the most revered, for it held the power to reflect the beauty of an authentic life. As years passed, the story of Arav and the mask of the Great Banyan spread beyond the city of Avanipur. It was a story told and retold, each time with a simple yet profound moral. The masks we wear may hide us from the world, but only in revealing our true selves can we ever hope to find true connection and understanding. Authenticity is not a mask to be worn, but a truth to be lived. And like the Great Banyan, standing in its majesty, we too must root ourselves in the soil of sincerity and spread our branches with the leaves of genuine being. For in the end, the face we show the world must be the mirror of our soul, and only then can we hope to touch the hearts of others, just as the Great Banyan touched the heart of a city, and a mask maker learned to see beyond the clay and paint to the true essence of life itself.